Hi and welcome to Tonic Social Club.
We meet talented bloggers from across the world,
Answer your crafty questions,
and show off your makes from across the web this week.
and here's what we got coming up this week.
We speak to talented Romanian blogger Maria Sabina about blogging and what gets her inspired.
The doctors are in and answering your questions in the craft clinic.
And we'll be enjoying your cards in the Showtonic showcase. At Tonic Studios, we work with crafters and bloggers across the world. And today we speak to one, Maria Sabina in Romania, in Friends of Tonic.
Welcome to my little crafty corner. It's actually my bedroom where I actually craft. If you don't know me, my name is Maria and I am a blogger from Romania. I do paper crafting, home decor, sewing, you name it. I like to do a bit of everything. I actually got started online. It was back in 2009 when I came back from Spain. And I actually came back with a pack of black cardstock. What's the name of that one? An X-Acto knife and a ruler and some glittery thing in a bottle. Nothing else. I had no idea that there's actually a huge business and industry when it comes to paper crafting and stamping. So yeah, it was a nice challenge for me. But also it's amazing. I love it. I don't really have one style. I like to do a bit of everything because I get bored easily, so I always need to come up with different things. So I like to do a bit of clean and simple, vintage, steampunk, mixed media, everything basically, because in this way I don't get bored and I don't really lose that inspiration. So I always try to come up with different ideas to keep myself busy and interested in my hobby. My channel, it's more like a chilled place actually. It's not the type of videos like the step-by-step ones, but it's more like watch me create something and hopefully you get inspired to create something too. And if you get to do that, then I just made you do that. At the moment I'm actually working on Christmas projects. I know it's crazy because it's still hot outside, but I got these beautiful dies and I'm gonna make something with them. I think you should keep an eye on my blog and on Tonic Studios blog. So yeah, these are really, really cute. Well, if you really want to get started, then you should invest in a very good paper trimmer, because that's something that you're gonna use it a lot and you're gonna use it with different types of paper, like cardstock, like glitter paper, I don't know, you name it, but it's something that you're gonna have it for years. So even if it's a bit pricey, you should get it. The other thing, if you want, even if you like doing just stamping, you should get a die cutting machine, because you can add different details like die cutting, embossing, you know, just try to experiment and see what works for you. This is actually very funny because I really love watching things and I don't know, details. Those details are very important. Maybe I walk around the city and I see something, I don't know, maybe a nice color or texture, anything, and you'll probably find this funny, but I actually got inspired to create a boat, and I got inspired by two ice cream spoons. That's weird, but when I saw those, I thought, this look like, I don't know the name of those things, but like when you sail, I don't know the name of it, so I'm gonna do this. So I don't know, always look around. Sometimes I get ideas before going to bed, and I just have I have this notebook thing. I don't really sketch, but sometimes I do because I don't want to forget my idea. So look around, you never know what you're gonna find. I actually love the Nouveau collection from Tonic. You get different things. For example, you get glitter, which is amazing. You get so much in this bottle. Then you have embossing powder, Nouveau drops, markers, all kinds of pens like glitter marker pen, anything you want. And the fun thing about this is you don't have to use them just for paper crafting. Let's say you want to do art, or I don't know, use your imagination and try to incorporate these items or these supplies in something that is going to work for you. Well, actually, I had another blog, and that was for jewelry back in high school, but the one I have now, I think I have it for it's been how long? 8 years, and videos more or less 7 years. Even today I'm still trying to learn new things and how to improve, and if you want a small advice from me, if you want to make videos and if you want to put them on social media, don't feel disappointed if you don't get views or things like that. When you do something, try to do it first for yourself because you actually enjoy it, and don't really feel disappointed if you don't have that impact with the public. Sometimes people come around and find you on your blog, sometimes they come on your YouTube channel. If you want to follow my work, you can do that on my blog, of course, on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. The name is Lolly Rose Scrapbooking. So yeah, that's all, at least for today. So have a great day. Bye.
It was really great to speak to Maria and find out just what gets her inspired to create such beautiful projects. There's links to her blog and her YouTube channel in the description. But now, the Craft Clinic.
Hello and welcome to the Craft Clinic with me, Karen.
And me, Alison. Oh.
I was going to do this bit first.
Oh, go on then. Go on then. You do it then.
Yeah, but look, my glasses are steamed up now, so I'm laughing. Right.
Oh dear.
Take two.
We'll be on take 42 now.
Apologies, Dan.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hello and welcome to the Craft Clinic with me, Karen.
And me, Alison.
The Craft Clinic is the part of the show where we answer all of your crafty questions. So, question number 1, Al?
Okay, the first question is from Susan Bennett. Notice my little clipboard? Proper doctor, see?
Dr.
White
Al.
coat. It's from Susan, who says, if you were new to Tonic, what 5 things would you recommend to buy and would use regularly? So I had a little think, and obviously the first thing we had to do was some layering dies. So the layering dies, you can do so many things with them. You've got, I don't know how many's in this kit. There's about 10 at least in that. They've got loads of different shapes, but all loads of different sizes, but all the same shapes. You can cut frames with them. You can layer them up. You can do
cut into them, so you got like an invertage effect.
That's the word I was thinking of. Just so much dimension you can create on your cards with them. So that was my first thing. Then obviously we needed some sentiments. So again, it depends on what cards you're going to make the most of. Do you make more birthday cards? Do you make baby cards, Christmas cards? Whichever you make the most of, then concentrate on those sentiments. These sentiments are particularly good, I've got to be honest, because they've got a back layer to them. So not only do they, let me just open these, they cut your sentiment, but they also give you a layer behind them.
Which means
You don't have to
fiddle about.
cut them. So there's your back layer, your back plate, and there's your sentiment.
So when you cut the sentiment, you can layer it onto the back plate, and then you can put some 3D foam on the back of that.
Exactly.
And it gives you more dimension again.
There's nothing worse than cutting your 3D foam
Fiddly,
to layer the sentiment.
Fiddly to layer behind it.
So that's number 2. Number 3, any sort of die cutting would have to need a craft pick.
Definitely.
You can't do it without.
Nope.
And this little craft pick is a retractable
So much
pick.
safer.
Exactly. You know, especially if you craft and you've got children in the house or you've got pets, it's not going to fall off and
your
stab
table
them
and
then.
things,
When you
yeah.
finish using it, always retract it.
And when you put it in your pencil case, if you're going out to
Exactly.
a craft class or anything.
Because otherwise you can guarantee you're going to catch something with it.
Mhm.
So that's that. Then we need something to stick things down with. So it has to be our deluxe adhesive. Why this one? If you're just doing plain sticking, I would say the funky glue is perfectly adequate. If you want to do any detail, I would use the deluxe adhesive.
Like
It's got a
gluing the sentiment
finer-
onto the backing plate.
Exactly, because it's so fine. The nib, I don't know whether you can see it there, put a bit of orange behind it. The nib is really, really fine. So you can get tiny, tiny amounts of glue out of this. So that would be the reason I would recommend that, and it dries quickly.
It's very fast grab on that one.
Definitely. And so how many we've got there? That's 4. And our last one would be our paper creaser. These are available in the trade, so you
Any of our
ask your
retailers.
suppliers
Yeah, ask your retailer, local retailer. Or
to
even
get one
online.
for you. Online will have them as well. The reason I like these is because they've got a metal tip, so you've got fine detail. If you've got a scoring board, it will fit right in that groove and give you a perfect crease. So that would be my 5 items.
I think so.
And all these don't leave my desk.
No.
For whatever I'm making, they do not leave my desk. Obviously, the shape of your layering dies is again personal. It would have to be circles for me.
It would be ovals for me. Always the same.
We always have this conversation. So you choose your favourite shape. I mean, we've got some fabulous shapes out there now.
We have.
We've
Base
got-
scallop. Base scallop is one of my
We've
favourites.
got cockle shell.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's so many.
I
of them.
can't think of how many.
And the larger, I mean, some of our layering dies go up to the big sizes as well. So you can cut your card blanks with them.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
always good as well.
You can cut your card blanks with
Yeah.
these, mind.
Yes, definitely.
What I would say is take the shape and just take one part of it, possibly about 1 inch wide. And if you can see there, layer it over the edge of your card, over a folded card. And they will cut a folded card. I would say up to about 240.
240 be fine for a small card like that.
It will. But it will cut a bit thicker
It
than
will
that.
cut, especially if you've got a tangerine.
Exactly. So that's our first question. I hope that answers everything for you, Susan. Our next question is from Mary Basket. I hope I've said it right. Could be
Basket.
Basket. Very interesting question. What she's asked is, I would like to design some wine glass lampshades. Now, I don't know if any of you remember these. They were little shades that you sat on top of a lampshade, usually made out of
wine glass,
pergamano
yeah.
and things.
Parchment craft. I've seen a lot of them with parchment craft.
Yes.
Fabulous.
Yes.
They were lovely.
So we're going to pass that on to our design team.
Yes.
So keep your fingers crossed, Mary. Our next,
Lois Twakowski. And Lois would like to know where in Canada she can buy tonic dyes. we've got quite a few suppliers in Canada. We've asked the boys upstairs and they've given us a little list. So we've got Treasured Memories, Treasure Mart, Scrapbook City, Multi Crafts and Gifts, and Amazon. They've also said Amazon will supply worldwide. So you should be able to have a little look online and find something from one of those suppliers. So I hope that answers your question, Lois.
There we go. Our next question then is from Sue Hare. And Sue has asked, what are the plate combinations for the tangerine and where can she get spare plates from, especially the orange plate, because she's having difficulty sourcing it.
The orange plate should be available in the trade. That's quite widely available now. If you have any troubles locating one in particular, Sue, just let us know. I mean, it's a stock item with us, so we do just
maybe
just
try
have
Amazon again.
Yeah, Amazon should have it. Amazon should have it.
If not, come back to us, Sue.
Yeah.
Okay. Our next question is from Kim Rowlinson. She says, for the trios, there was a card that had all 3 trios and it was a concertina card, and she wanted to know how we did the fold. Well, this is the lady who made the card.
It was one of mine.
To ask.
It was one of mine. And what I did was I took a sheet of A4 card, cut it down to 5.5 inches in width. I popped it on my scoring board and I scored at 4, 7 and 10 inches with my trusty creaser. I think
you always need a trusty creaser.
4, 7 and 10 inches. And then if you just concertina it, so it's a mountain, valley, mountain, and then you've got your card.
It's a very effective fold, mate.
It is, it's lovely. And this one, what happened was, it was sheer luck the way this happened. It actually stuck behind Santa's boot.
Aww.
And then you had the 2 on the front.
That is such a cute fold though, I really like that.
Yeah, it was a nice card to make.
So hopefully, Kim, we'll see some from you.
That'll be nice. It'll be nice to see some recreations.
Definitely.
Thanks, Kim.
So our next question we have from Sue Hare. And she has asked for the plate combinations for the tangerine and where can she get spare plates. She's especially having problems locating the orange plate. So they should be available in retail shops, but if you're having trouble, either ask them can they order one, because they can order direct from us. If that's not possible, then get hold of us and we can give you a list then.
Or Amazon. Amazon's always a good one.
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon's always a good one for our products. Plate combinations, normal die cutting. This is always, the white plate is always going to be your top plate. So you've got your die cutting plate, which you're going to have your plate, your card and your die in that order, blade face down obviously, and your top plate will go on top of that. Then if you want to emboss that die, you need your green plate and mat. So you have your green plate, your rubber mat, your card, your die. It's going to still be inside your die because you've already cut it. And then your top plate, again, on top. With embossing folders, they can vary due to thicknesses. Different companies' embossing folders are all different thicknesses. It's a bit of trial and error. We do say top plate and embossing folder plate, which is the red coloured plate. Failing that, if that's a little bit too thick, don't force your machines. I mean, you'll feel if it's too thick, it just won't take it. So you may need your green plate and your red plate, your embossing folder plate. If that's too thin, you may need your green mat in there. It is trial and error because they're all different thicknesses, even some of ours.
Yeah.
You know, different suppliers we buy from, they're going to be different thicknesses.
Yeah.
So you'll just have to give them a try. If you have any problems, you know, if we've got one of those embossing folders here, we'll try it for you. But we'll try and find out for you anyway. So if you have a particular brand of embossing folder you have trouble with, just let us know.
And happy crafting with them.
Happy crafting with them, yes indeed. Right, split.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a next question then from Naomi Fordham, and she says, when are you releasing the big bottles of Nuvo drops, and will they be available in the UK, as they're not here yet? I'm afraid the answer is going to be no there, but they are available in the US, so I'm so sorry.
We still do every single colour here.
Yes.
But not the big bottles, I'm afraid. Thanks for your question, Naomi.
And then we've got Sheila. And Sheila's asked, could I have some inspirational ideas for our old butterfly dies? And the one she's talking about are the Empress Princess. They were
before my time.
I didn't even have one to bring down to show you, I'm sorry.
Aww.
But they were a butterfly die on a corner. You may well have seen them out in the trade. They had a layered butterfly that you could lay. There was a butterfly that was already attached to the corner, but you could layer a butterfly on top of it. And what I would say with those is look at your backgrounds. Do some patterned backgrounds. You can buy some lovely papers that are very decorative on the backgrounds, and maybe a little bit plainer in the centre.
They are actually an image die as well, aren't they? So, you know, they can be your main focal point on your layering dies.
Yes, they certainly can.
So, you know, you can paper piece them as well if needs be. You've always got that little 3D element, the extra butterfly to pop on top. So that's nice.
You can also think then of using your papers that you've spritzed. We did a little bit of inking papers on the show this week. Have a little go at that and cut your die out of that.
Oh, that'd be nice.
So you've got a lot of texture and things in with your cards.
Very nice.
Use a little bit of embellishment mousse, put it in a spritzer bottle and spritz them. But I would say look at your background. If you're going to have a pattern background, have a plain cut die. If you're going to have a plain background, maybe do a little bit of fancy stuff on the die cut itself.
Yeah.
But what I would do is do it on the paper you're going to die cut from first. But go through your pattern paper packs. You get some lovely papers in there that will look perfect with these dies. And then you can change the colour of the butterfly on the top then.
Yeah, they had flowers in them, didn't they? So you could
did.
Pop a bit of double-sided adhesive on the back and glitter them and things.
Oh,
that would be nice.
Yeah, I love a bit of
nice.
double-sided adhesive card.
Me too.
Fabulous. But thank you for your question,
Thanks for your question, Sheila.
And then we have
Andrea Sanders.
And she says, I'm having issues with die cutting. It's not cutting cleanly. And she's wondering how she cuts properly. She's got a cutter plate, which I'm not sure what a cutter plate is, I'm afraid. If she looks at the plate combinations we're given for the tangerine, I don't know what machine you're using either. But the ideas that I came up with was put the dies towards the sides of the plate because they are going to be your best cutting surfaces.
They've got the most pressure, haven't
They have.
On the
Anything
edges.
in the centre is going to be a weaker point. So if you're going to have trouble, it's going to happen in the middle of your plate. The other thing you can do is turn your die 90 degrees, because if you've got a lot of detail, again, the bit in the middle is going to have difficulty. So if you turn it 90 degrees, the bit in the middle is going to be on the outer edges. So give that a go. Failing that, put your rubber mat in and emboss your die, and then maybe recut it. We haven't had to do that for a long time.
No, not since we've had the tangerine anyway.
No, exactly. But that was what I used to do. That was a standard test for my die cutting when I first started. And failing all that, you can always put a shim over the areas that haven't cut. And a shim is just another piece of card. You don't want to put it all over the die, just the areas that have not cut, because that's where you want the extra pressure going.
Yeah, I found that with a Cuttlebug. The Cuttlebug was a fabulous die cutting machine. You know, it did me well for years.
Yeah.
But with the thinner dies, I found I had to shim it. I had to have, with the Cuttlebug, I had to have a magnetic shim.
All right.
And without that, I wouldn't get any detail,
Yeah.
none at all. So it was quite hard to turn,
Yeah.
but I had to use this magnetic shim.
Right.
So whether it's something like that you've got,
it could well be.
so you know, you may need a magnetic shim to go with your machine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let us know if you can. Let us know what machine you've got, so we can actually give you a proper plate combination or something along those lines. But I mean, Al's given you some amazing tips on how to get a clean cut from your dies.
Well, hopefully we've answered all your questions. Don't forget, write in your questions for next week so we can do some answering again.
We will.
And we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Happy crafting.
Bye.
Bye.
I hope you're feeling better now after being in the Crafty Clinic. And if you want to see your questions in next week's shows, make sure to email thesocial@tonic-studios.com. And now we're just going to go and see your cards that you've used in social media using our products.
That's it for the Tonic Social Club this week. We'll be back next week at 4 p.m. with more from Tonic and the papercraft world. So from me and Dan, see you then.
Bye.
Bye.